reservations that was made in relation to limitation of liability was made at an international level, but was not incorporated in the Merchant Shipping Act, creating then a division between international law and national law in the same topic. So these are the things that show us that not only developing states need the IMLI training. So at IMLI, we train on the full spectrum of international law. In fact, there had been a misconception that IMLI was there just for the law of the sea or just for drafting, and it's not the case. We train our students in the full spectrum of international maritime law, covering all law of the sea. They cover all shipping law, contracts and everything, all contracts and possibilities in shipping law, and they cover fully the areas that straddle in between, such as marine environmental law and maritime security law. And our main focus, as well a particular feature of our program, is that we offer a dedicated course on maritime legislation drafting. So when we study the conventions, unlike in other institutions, they don't only understand the substance, but they will understand what provisions they have to actually incorporate in national law as well, besides becoming a party. So curiously, our graduates, like in every university they do exams, in every university they do a thesis, so they do, but in addition to the dissertation and the exams, they have to produce a draft law that incorporates a convention into national legislation. And this has produced such excellent quality that our graduates, when they finish, they tend to occupy the highest positions in their governments. We have directors of maritime administrations, ministers, we even had a head of state. You know, I don't know if you remember, there was a very famous speech at COP26 by the Minister for Foreign Affairs of Tuvalu, who he starts speaking about sea level rise with a blue background, and the camera pans out and he's up to his knees in water, showing this. And he's an IMLI graduate. He was actually nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize by the government of Norway. So we have as such a network of over 1,100 maritime professionals from over 150 states. We have a few Albanians. We don't have many Montenegrin, but we really want. We have a Croatian. We had, in fact, we have our senior lecturer, the second at the head of IMLI is Albanian, and we had a Croatian colleague in the past. But we believe that we need more capacity building cooperation with your countries. And what we offer, just to finalize, are different master's programs. But when I was speaking to the CEO of the board, there is one thing that is often overlooked, is that we offer also short courses. And we offer short courses in all areas, but we have 6 specialized short courses, which include law of treaties, law of ports, maritime security, seafarers' rights, marine environmental law and ocean governance, and peaceful settlement of disputes and maritime boundary delimitation. And why I mention this is because there was mention of the COVID pandemic recently. COVID forced us to go online. And when we came back, we came on a hybrid mode. It's in person, but we still have hybrid facilities. And that hybrid facility allows us to establish a policy in which we give 1 free seat in every one of these courses to every IMO member state. You know, and like that, even if we are an institution without funds, in fact, my main role is fundraising, because unlike a government institution that the government tells you have 1 million or 50 million, we don't have 1 cent, we rely purely on donations. And this was a way that we found to give back. You know, and our only requirement is that the nominations come through the permanent representation at IMO in London. Because if not, I would have a nomination from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, a nomination from the Navy, a nomination from the Maritime Administration. How do I choose? So like that, if they come through IMO, the government will choose, so we have that. And we also offer, at the request of institutions, we also offer short courses tailor-made. So, like for example, the Italian Coast Guard commissioned us in the past, and they're going to establish a 1-week course on the law. The Armed Forces of Malta, 1-week course on the law of the sea. Italian Navy used to do a short course on international maritime law, which was one week in private, 1 week in public. FAO has designated us as its training partner, and we offer every year a 3-week course on international fisheries law. You know, we just returned from Ethiopia, where we deliver a course on landlocked states, and African Union is going to commission a course now over summer rights of African states. So it is a very versatile program, and one of the beautiful things about it is that we teach maritime law from an international perspective. So if you come from Albania, for example, you are expert in your own law, but you absorb that general part of international law, same thing from Montenegro or Croatia. We have that approach that, and since these are international law, or maritime law from an international perspective, although, for example, I cannot represent myself as an English lawyer or practice in England, I have advised many cases, in which I advise the English lawyers what to do. They submit their writs to me so that we can see, so that I can approve them. So our graduates can have an effect that goes beyond their borders, and they are of utmost importance to the governments and maritime administrations in the implementation of legislation. So recently we started with exchange programs, and other possibilities of cooperation. And in fact, with Batumi, we have an agreement with Tbilisi State University and the Batumi Maritime Academy. We were in Georgia last September when we signed it, and we expect, we trust and hope that we will develop further closer links with all the region. Okay. Thank you very much.